go overhead. People love to watch her ride.
Hey guys, my name is Ivy and you're watching Playing with Ivy. So today's video is going to be a little bit different, not only because you're seeing my face, which never happens on this channel, but also because I will not be talking about planners, which is the main content of my channel, but I'm still planning for something so it can kind of fit in, kind of. But if you didn't get it from the thumbnail of this video or the title, then surprise! I'm doing Nanowrimo this year. For those of you who don't know what that is, Nanowrimo stands for National Novel Writing Month, which takes place during the month of November, and the whole goal of Nanowrimo is to write a 50,000 word novel in 30 days. And 50,000 words happens to be the general minimum word count needed for a book to be considered a novel. So for those of you who don't write in your daily lives, then let me tell you right now, 50,000 words is a lot of words to write, and especially in 30 days. Which is why most writers just avoid it together at all costs. So the whole point of Nanowrimo is basically to sit your butt in the chair and write the 50,000 words so you can get the first draft of a novel or finish a novel in the month of November. And if you write 50,000 words in the month, then you win. It's as simple as that, but not that simple. The main thing that most writers forget is that the first draft of a novel will always be complete and utter crap. Because it's the first draft and nothing starts out perfect, and that is something that I personally struggle with. Most of you don't know this. I have been writing stories since I was little. I've dreamed of becoming a published author since I was in middle school. I wrote fan fiction all throughout middle and high school, and then I started doing some of my own work when I got into college. But I've never actually finished a story, and that really does bug me. I just never had the motivation to finish it because I was always afraid that this draft that I'm posting online is not going to be perfect. I was also constantly editing my work as I wrote, and so I never got past that point because I wanted the first few parts to be perfect before I moved on to the next chapter. And so that got really annoying, so I never actually finished any of my fan fictions or any of the other stories that I started out. And that is the main reason why I'm doing Nanowrimo, so I can just get out of my headspace for a while and just complete an entire first draft of a book. Not to mention, this also fits into the 100-day challenge that I have for one of my classes, where we had to write every day for 100 days. So technically, while I'm doing Nanowrimo, I'll actually be fulfilling schoolwork, so this works out for me. But my goal in Nanowrimo is to at least finish a first draft. I don't really care if it's 50,000 words or if it's past 50,000 words. I just really want the first draft of something that I created to be done. Because I have never done that in the past, so I'm hoping that Nanowrimo will finally give me the boost that I need to actually finish this. And I've actually tried Nanowrimo 2 times before. I did it in 2011 and 2014, but I only got 4,000 words into both of those novels. But I actually started those novels like 4 days into Nanowrimo because I kept forgetting that Nanowrimo was happening. So I never actually started on November 1st and then worked all the way to the end. But this year I am starting on November 1st and I'm going in with a game plan, something that I didn't do in those past 2 years. Because all I did for those books back then is that I made a few character sketches. I never saw any plot points. I didn't know what the story was going to be about. I didn't know how the events would flow one into the other. I just had like general plot points and I never tried to connect them in any way. Basically, I was pantsing it, and obviously that did not work for me. For those of you who don't know what pantsing is just basically seeing where the story takes you. But that doesn't work for me. I am obviously a plotter. I need to plot things out before I start writing. So this year, I am going to be prepared. In order to do this, I started prepping my novel back in September because I'm being really ambitious with this year, and I'm going full on fantasy this year, and I'm writing a fantasy novel that takes place in a whole nother world which I had to create myself. And for those of you who don't know, world building is really, really hard because there's a lot of stuff that goes into world building that you don't really think of. Like, do they have a religion? Do they have any taboos in their society? How do they deal with criminals? What do they look like? What do they wear? How does the school system work? How does the government work? A lot of stuff goes into world building, like all those fancy novels that you see all over the world. A lot of world building goes into those places that you find so much joy in, and I'm discovering that process right now. But I have been working really hard on building my world for this novel. I've been figuring out the rules of my world, and I've also been working on the plot for this novel, which I'm very excited about, but I'm not going to share it with any of you guys, mainly because usually when I share ideas for stories that I have and I hear people's opinions on them, and if I hear negative opinions early on, it just deters me away from the whole novel idea. So I'm keeping most of it to myself right now, but I can tell you that this is a very exciting world that I'm building, and it's filled with fantasy and magic, and that's all I really want in a book. Basically, I created this book more for myself. I would love it if it would get published later on in life, but right now this is the world that I really want to see in a fantasy novel, and so that's what I was going for. And I've been doing all my world building and prep for this novel in this little notebook right here that my parents got me for my 21st birthday, mainly because I love notebooks. And if you can't see, this novel says "Writer's Gonna Write" on the front, and it's embossed in rose gold, and it's a leather bound book, and I really love it. I've been carrying this around with me so much, and I just love notebooks. On my channel I talk about planners a lot, but I also have never mentioned this, but I have a very bad notebook problem that is like a tad bit out of control, or very out of control. These are only the notebooks I brought to school with me. I still have like 20 or 30 more at home. It's a little bit out of control, but it's been easy for me just to keep all my thoughts together in this book, and I love looking at the front of it, so I always keep coming back to it. And I have a lot of ideas for this novel, and I have been putting them all together in this book, and I've kind of been doing like a bullet journal style with an index where I've been planning out my plot, my characters, and my world. And I just think this has been really fun for me so far, and I'm hoping that it gets even more fun down the road. So I'm just really looking forward to doing this year, and I hope I can bring you guys along with me on this journey. I do have some plans about writing books that I recommend, and also possibly the planning process that I've been going through for my book, and just other Preptober and Nanowrimo related videos. If you're interested in seeing any of those type of videos on my channel, just give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below with any video requests you might have. Whether they deal with writing or planning, I'm game for either of them, because those are two things I love very, very much. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the post notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a video, and so you officially become part of the Ivy League. Until next time, this has been Ivy. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I see you in my next video. Bye! Crisscross applesauce with my bag. Not a good idea.